Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about a General Skywalker counter to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Maybe you find some of these in your shard and you want to find a way to counter him using your General Skywalker, and maybe you haven't invested into the Rebels to get a Chewbacca Han Solo counter, but this one works pretty well for me. I use it very consistently in my climbs nowadays before I unlock Supreme Leader Kylo Ren myself, and it actually helps me to climb through the shard so I can get into my desired ranks. So let's go into this counter, let's dive right into it. I will show you gameplay of how it goes. I will go over it more in detail on the second playthrough, but I will show you what this is all about. So we put weapon tech on Vader, we let Supreme Leader Kylo Ren do his stab, and now in the mass assist we still want Gas to tank that one. And now it's all about putting some speed down. We hit crew instead of fast. We'll go over that. And here, this is very crucial. TM swap. Put the Mat Pack Tech into Fives. Here, it's like I'm debating what I'm going to do. Probably because I stream live on Twitch, and sometimes I talk to my chat at the same time. So that's something that goes like that. So here, very important. Dots on the fractured character, usually one of the tanks. Kill that Sith Trooper. Very important. And now, go after hooks. Basic on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Basic on crew, and you need to get rid of that crew because you don't get rid of that ton regardless or in any other way, so kill him. And now kill Hux, so you get your turn meter gains from your weapon tech onto your Vader, and from here you're usually in a very fine spot. We will go over which benchmarks we're looking for in terms of modding and in terms of knowing if this battle is going well or not, or what even modding can the Kylo Ren team have that is going to make your counter a lot less reliable. We'll go all over that, but for now we just can chill looking at this beautiful footage of seeing a very decent counter to this, because we also don't lose a character. And there's one big principle on how this works. If your gas is down, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren will not AoE. You do not want SLKR to AoE in most circumstances, because that means that he will increase his ultimate charge, he will do an ultimate, and then that's bad. That's just beautiful stuff there from Vader, and that's just a nice victory. So let's look carefully into what we do in this battle, what we do mod-wise to get there. But first of all, let's look into another battle. I can show you more just because I do these very often. I got these from Twitch, so we can definitely go over these. So let's max this up. So weapon tech on Vader because he ignores defense. They have always advantage with the leadership Zeta from Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. We cannot critically hit them, so we'll mod our Vader for offense. We will talk about that a bit later. But here it's actually pretty important to mod gas for protection. If you do not mod gas for protection, the mass assist will go on Fives, and if they have a fast Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, he can still put up a basic on Fives and kill him. Or Sith Trooper is fast and he puts up a basic or the special that does the assist on himself, like advantage cleanse, then it hits. Yeah, that also will not work too well if the mass assist doesn't go on gas. So this encourages for protection built gas. So here, you do not want to hit Stormtrooper because there's a 50% chance he counters, and with the Zeta, he can call Supreme Leader Kylo Ren to assist. That's not good. Also, usually, people mod crew for health, and in total of health and protection, since 4-star Stormtrooper is usually modded for protection, you might have not enough damage to kill him. So fracturing fast and killing crew later is going to be more determinant to how this battle goes on. So here, TM swap with Wat board. We need to put this Mat Pack Tech on Fives, and you'll see why we prefer Mat Pack Tech over Tank. He will not take that many turns, but who takes a lot of turns is Vader. Vader will help taking so much turns with Merciless that he helps Gas waking up, so he's up back again to kill Hux. It's a thing of beauty, but we'll get there. So here, Fracture Fast. We don't want to deal with his massive health pool, and now our Fives is healing up a little bit, so we go Merciless. This is important who we target during Merciless, because usually, actually, when I was starting to do this counter, I did dots on SLKR, but that's incorrect. We can do them on Fast. And now this is very important. We need to see how many debuffs we land here on Sith Trooper, and we landed 4 debuffs. That's perfect. So one way that they really screw up your counter is if you don't land enough debuffs on Sith Trooper, because the first action you're going to do inside of Merciless after the AoE is the Cullen Blade on Sith Trooper. If you don't get rid of him, he's going to cleanse all of the dots, and that's not good. If you kill him later while gas is up, he's going to do an AoE. The AoE is going to feed 25% ultimate charge to SLKR, and if SLKR hits ult, usually you don't win. But this is one of the benchmarks. Now, basic on Hux, basic on SLKR, basic on crew. We just chill. But the most important, another important benchmark here is tenacity on crew, because if we didn't plant that many dots, this Culling Blade would not kill crew, and we need to kill him here. And we do. Absolutely great. Next thing we need to do. Hux has a cleanse ready, because he can do the TM swap. The first move the I did was the mass assist, and now Hux is going for his second turn. So he's gonna cleanse the dots from SLKR. We do not want that. So the second character we need to kill here now is Hux. We need to get rid of him, and we do. This is beautiful, and for now we have all of our team available, and here we saved the assist earlier with Fives, and at this point it's very important to call Darth Vader to try to land the ability blocks so SLKR does not do his and I didn't call it, but that's correct. The correct thing there is to call Vader to assist. Otherwise, I think what I was gambling on here is, since my gas turn meter is so high, if I critically hit Kylo Ren, since he does not have advantage, you are going to get the critical hit, which is going to increase his cooldowns, which means you will not do the AoE. That's the main thing you are concerned about. Because here we didn't land it, but we landed the critical hit here. We actually landed twice, so increased his cooldowns a little bit, and that helps. We just want to keep that ability block if possible. Or just not allow him to do the AoE at all costs. So here we do a basic. Why is it better to do a basic there than do the dots? Because if you decrease too much of the AoE with the specials from Wat and Bor, you're going to make his health pool higher. But at the same time, here you can do more. Here I was actually worried about the amount of turn meter the amount of health that SLKR already had, so we went for this on Stormtrooper. We did dots on Stormtrooper, and now very important, Culling Blade, kill SLKR here, and we did. And it's all about getting this win here now. So, here we go. Beautiful stuff. Let's go after for that kill and sit Stormtrooper. I mean, from here it's a wrap for this team. I mean, there's no issues with that. I believe we even increased the, the sound there only to get that last kill. Yeah, we did. We absolutely did. But look at the banners on this as well. That would have been a full 60 banner against an arena modded Supreme Leader Kylo Ren team. And, you know, just the proof that I used this to climb. Got to number 1. Beautiful stuff. Happy about that. So let's go over in-game. And let's talk about this team. How do we mod it to beat the Supreme Leader Kylo Rens? So, General Skywalker, you want him protection modded, but you also want him offense modded. 8.5k physical offense and 100 and... You could even go for 110k protection. Even 100k protection is enough, because all you need to do is survive the first stab, and then you also want to survive the assist from Sith Trooper. Those are the only two things you need to do, and usually the combined damage of that is around 100k, 105k. So if you have around 100 something k protection, you can then use the rest to go on offense. The speed isn't too relevant. I think I actually overcommitted there on speed on General Skywalker, but I also use this modding for the 501st mirror matches or just General Skywalker in general. So for me, that's how it goes. Vader modding, extremely important. I wish I had a better mod setup, because then I could run a potency set and an offense set. But we'll go over it. So 250 speed, pretty good. You do want to look for that 250 speed, so you do not have too much of a slow Vader. You still want him to go pretty early on. If the longer Vader takes to get to his turns, the more likely it is for them to get to the ultimate charge. Now, potency, 89%. You do not get a leadership like Trey's or Vader's that increases potency. You have to use Gas's leadership, so you get to use Gas and Fives there. So for the 89% potency, if you are facing a very tenacious crew or a very tenacious Sith Trooper, that's usually very bad for this counter, because if you only land 2 dots on Sith Trooper or a dot in the speed down, that's not enough debuffs to kill him. It usually wrecks the whole counter. So potency on Vader is very important for that reason. And then physical damage, this is where it really also matters. 9,000 physical damage. You need a lot of it. I tried with Relic 5 on Vader. I actually managed to beat once or twice with Relic 5, but soon I took him to 7 because I needed this counter consistently to work in Arena, and the extra damage from the Relic 7 was very useful for that reason. I do have some critical chance too. 13% isn't that much. Relic 7 does most because of Mastery. His Mastery does increase his critical chance. So, for that reason, 68.92%. This is helpful for those occasions at the end when Supreme Leader Kylo Ren does not have advantage and you can critically hit him. It's very helpful to have that extra critical hit so you can actually kill the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. But for the most part, the physical offense is key. No critical damage triangle, unlike most of your Ray counters, because you are having to brute force your way through critical hit immunity. So physical offense is very important. Let's go over to the next few characters. So Thrawn, 304 speed, Wat Timbor, 296 speed. The closer these are together, the better, because Thrawn is going to TM swap to Wat. But you do want to make sure that in this turn order, the closer they are together, right? The better, but you do need Thrawn with more speed than Wat, so he can TM swap to Wat and then get the fracture on the tank. You do also want Wat with some potency. I gave him a potency cross, so he can land the dots, because he's attempting to remove 30 meter and deploying dots. The more dots he lands, the better, because that means that that's just food for Vader's Culling Blade. In regards to Fives, I have a healthy protection build on him. You could run defense because you see how good results they are with defense, but I'd say defense is a good setting for Fives for those counters, but this one in particular, you can. I tried to have mods that are somewhat realistic to use in a GAC, and this one would still work pretty well with the 501st by giving a bunch of health and protection on his sacrifice. The defense would be helpful too, it's just not necessary to get that defense going for this counter, as it mostly relies on your Vader modding. I cannot stress it enough. Vader is the biggest key to all of this working, because he needs to get all of that potency and all of that damage. He needs to land those dots and he needs to kill people. If he doesn't succeed on his task to kill Sith Trooper and kill crew later with the Culling Blades, those benchmarks, if they're not met, the counter just dies. It does not work. But it's a pretty successful counter against the double tank. Against the officer variants, they might TM reduce someone like Thrawn or Wat, and then that just kind of screws up everything. But against the double tank lineup, which is the most frequent one you're gonna see, this is very consistent. Not many issues against it. Malix can also be an issue because they have a lot of base tenacity. If people mod them for tenacity, it can be rough because you don't land that many dots on Malak. But that's about it. So this is the counter to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time because I've been using this counter for at least a month, but I haven't gotten to the opportunity to actually make a video on it, mostly because of college, but also because of I wasn't too happy with certain ways this counter was working, and I wanted to make sure that if I was going to put this on YouTube, I wanted it to be reliable, and I think this is reliable enough. Hope you guys liked it. Please leave me comments down below, tell me what you think, if you're going to try it out or not. It does kill a Darth Vader Thrawn team, it also kills the GAS 5s, but you're not using Han and Chewie, you can lead them elsewhere. In this also, I might Chewbacca, if I might show him myself. He's only 5 stars, so for me, this was the way of not having to farm the bounty hunters and still get an affordable counter to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I'm happy about it, I'm glad that it works, and that's about it. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye. Or, bye-boy.